call, members, please.
Mr. Carmian?
Yes.
Mr. Rush?
Yes.
Ms. Stryker?
Yes.
Mr. Watkins?
Yes.
Mr. Albert?
Yes. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, item 3, approval and or correction of the minutes of the regular meeting held July 16th. Do I have a motion? Second?
Carmine.
Any discussion? And vote.
Mr. Rush?
Yes.
Ms. Stryker?
Yes.
Mr. Watkins?
Yes.
Mr. Albert?
Yes.
Mr. Carmine?
Yes.
Okay, 4A, Kenton City School new staff.
Elementary.
Elementary's first.
And then everything is clear. It's a big group, but not too big. We did a really good job hiring this year, so we're very, very excited to welcome our new staff. When I say your name, if you want to step forward and maybe give us a little wave. We have Jackie Earl, and she's a 5th grade teacher with us. Samantha Gomez is also a 5th grade teacher. And Sean Heath is a 4th grade intervention specialist. Jenna Jacoby is a speech therapist. Ashley Newman is a 6th grade intervention specialist. Gwen Wentling is our new PE teacher. Jamie Fry is a secretary at the elementary in the office there. Eliane Gonzalez, she is an educational assistant and a bus aide. Amanda Hewitt is also an educational assistant with our CC unit. She's hiding back there. Lakin Holly is in our media library, and she's also a bus aide and educational assistant. And I think rounding it out is Sarah White, who is going to work at our cafeteria, and she's not here this evening. So we're very, very excited to welcome our new staff. They've been indoctrinated, and it's going well so far. Thank you.
Thank you.
Middle school next.
Similar to the elementary, we were able to hire some fine candidates this year, and we're really excited 4 days into the school year. First, we have Nikki Lambert, who is going to be our intervention, or is our intervention specialist, and also handles our language arts resource room.
Who will be hired tonight?
Yes, yes. Stephanie Goodrich is another new intervention specialist in the building, and she's going to be also covering the math resource room. Tammy Ludwig is new in our cafeteria, and I believe you had been a sub in there from time to time prior to that. Ashley Pruitt is our new guidance counselor in the building, and Chelsea Miller-Grokey is our new aide in our middle school ED unit. We also have Lindsay Payne had been in our cafeteria and is moving in the building as an aide this year, which we're really excited about. So these are our new staff at KMS.
All right, high school. All right.
Poor Emily feels lonely. We do have 2 others that couldn't make it this evening, and for us, it's all High Point employees, which is really exciting. It's part of our Northwood satellite program for the other 2. So Justin Rigsby, he's going to be information technology. He's going to be teaching some classes that Mr. Collins had taught last year, and then also Aaron McDougall is going to be our advanced manufacturing teacher over there. He's taking Art Spreggins' position. And so we're really excited to have both those guys. But then in our building, but still High Point Satellite, is our ag program, and that's Emily Burns. And she's already, as everybody's mentioned, been starting strong. Actually, she got even a head start because she was working with kids this summer, taking them to camps and a lot of different events. They probably went to, I don't know, at least 4 or 5 different events before school even started. So she's definitely got her feet wet and is doing a great job. Thank you.
So we'll pause for just a minute, and we're going to take a picture back in the corner there real quick, and then most everyone will probably leave.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'll probably want to shut the door.
No worries.
Stick around.
Is that what we're doing?
This is my phone, right?
It's still going to be a big group.
My daughter's 6 months old. She did play until she played for 2 years in high school. And she said,
Wreath on there, no, you won't be able to see it.
assume that goes together.
Yeah, people in the back you can't see. She's trying to hide. No, that'd be awful. One guy.
You'd like to do it outside on the steps, but then they'll get wet.
Yeah.
He's been there so long.
Oh, yeah, but not many.
No, but I think Russ is going to go. He's going to go now. You want to go now or
On the committee.
Hey, Russ, are you going to present under the committee part?
The committee, right?
Yeah. I'll make sure.
Give Sheena a break.
Hey.
You can talk about mine if you want.
Hey, just before you go, Mrs. Bain has one more person that we need to make sure that everybody knows, because they just might not know.
We have had moving around in our building of some positions, but a really important one that really we should announce is Mr. Brad Blue is joining us as one of our admin team. He's associate principal, mainly over grades 5 and 6. So
He's
we
worked
really
with the
appreciate.
team 2-3 years prior. 3 years.
Third. He's ready.
Well,
And we're very happy to have him.
We appreciate it. And with that, we hope you have a wonderful evening. Unless you'd like to stay, you're more than welcome to.
See you later.
Have a great night.
Tammy. I know. How you doing? You okay? Thursday.
Okay, we get back item 6, reports of the treasurer, cash position, check register, receipt ledger, investment report, journal entries, budget versus actual cash reconciliation. Do I have a motion?
Watkins.
Watkins, second.
Stryker.
Stryker, any discussion?
Well, hopefully you noticed in the budget versus actual that our income tax was up about 135,000 over last year, which that's a good thing to see. And as talked in the finance, I'm going to be going out again for looking at our financial, who's going to be on our depository, because our agreement with Liberty will expire at the end of October. So.
Very good. Okay, awesome. Vote, please.
Ms. Stryker?
Yes.
Mr. Watkins?
Yes.
Mr. Albert? Mr. Carmine?
Yes.
Mr. Rush?
Yes. Superintendent report.
Ryan and I have a joint report tonight. So he has a PowerPoint. So one of our goals, we had a wonderful opening day. Some of you were there, and I think that the staff really enjoyed what we did. But one of our goals is about connection this year and connecting the great things that are going on in our schools with our community. Ryan, you got the PowerPoint. I'm dependent on you. It's all you, man. So one of the main ways that we wanted to improve upon and so that we could showcase the access and people could find information was on our website. So Ryan worked hard with the technology committee and he revamped our school website. So if you haven't been to the website, you need to go to the district website and visit. We're also working really hard to get new content on that page. Our goal is daily, but we're maybe 2 times, 3 times so far. But just check that main page because there'll be a lot of good things coming.
And everything goes on the main, everything will show up on the main site.
Right.
That gets posted anywhere else, it will always be on the main site.
So the other things that we're doing is that we have social media outlets that our website then would repost those items to. So these are the different places that you can get content through social media. So we have Twitter, @Kenton Schools. We have Facebook, again, Kenton City Schools. And then we have Instagram, which would be Kenton Schools. And some of the things that we're working on this year, we've called Wildcat Inspirations. So staff and eventually students and community will be able to submit things to showcase how our school, how our district showcases our vision or exemplifies our vision, and that's inspiring all to inquire, dream, and excel. And that's been a very positive release so far. We've been releasing an email a day. We also have some spirit competitions in the back of the room. You can see the spirit awards were posted from our first competition on Friday. We gave all staff members a t-shirt and asked them to wear it on Friday, and then we did some showcases with some different competitions there. We had great turnout, great submittal, and I think it's been a real hit, and we just hope to keep the momentum going. But look for those inspirations on social media as well as our website, because we're very proud of them. We kind of have a video competition going on right now, which is very interesting to me, but kind of exciting because we had a new bus driver create an opening day video that got some attention, and therefore the custodians came back today with their video. So anxious to see what the cafeteria comes up with. That's what I hear is brewing. So hopefully we'll see another good video. And then these are your building websites. So once you go to the district website, you can access any building site, and buildings are also going to have feeds and information. But again, if it's something that the district needs to know, it will feed to the Kenton City Schools webpage as well.
Yeah, we have it set up so the person posting on the individual building sites, they can say, I also want this to go to the front page. So they don't have to do anything extra except click a little checkbox. And it'll also go to the Kenton City Schools front page.
And then we always have the opening day is the release of the district report. So I see the dates are, it would be 2017 to 2018. But there are also copies of that available tonight. Those are just the different data points that we monitor, the ways that things link to our strategic plan, to our goals, and showcase what our school's doing. And this would be last year. So that report's available on the website, on our social media sites, as well as in print at the buildings and here at the district office. And then the big release on Tuesday, we talked about that t-shirt, was the logo family. So in an effort for our communication, in an effort for better engagement, we also are branding our district now, finally settling in on that Wildcat and what our logo family will be for the Kenton City Schools. And these are our Ks, so there's an official K, an official paw, and then what they call the old K, and then our Wildcat, which is what we featured on the t-shirt that went out, as well as the staff. And then these are just some of the ways with the actual font, the way that the words are done to go with our mascot and how it's printed. So each building, we have a, where it says KCS, you'll have KMS for the middle school and the high school in different groups. That way they can have an official trademarked logo, if you will, for their organization. So we're revamping things like letterhead, we're revamping things like business cards, all those kinds of pieces to reflect our new Wildcat.
And along with that branding, I'm looking at putting together a set of fonts that will always use these fonts for official districts, so it gives a more consistent view of district communications, because it has these certain fonts. I was stealing it from OSU as a whole branding site. I'm thinking, this is a good idea, so I can just steal it from here. So
it works out well. And then the athletic boosters right now are selling athletic apparel that features our new Wildcat and the new logos, the new K, those kinds of things. So if anyone's interested, they'll sell those starting at the football games at the concession stands, if you're interested.
Okay.
Do you have any more, Ryan? I don't know. Are we done?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. That's really all we had to report.
All right. Item 8 is board committee reports. We'll start off with finance, Mr. Watkins.
Oh, man. Gotta find my notes. So, yeah, we met last Friday morning with a variety of things. There's and I think is that on the agenda from Prairie Protech? It's an upgrade for Wi-Fi across the district. For part of it's for hardware and part of it's for a 3 years worth of contract or service contract on that stuff. So we did have a discussion about the process of that the district would go through to pursue building a high school, middle school. That process has changed somewhat since we built the elementary. So those details, I guess we're in the process of filling out our knowledge of where that process is now. And Jennifer is working on that, and if you want more detail, you can ask her, I guess. We got to get a quote and get the old bus garage torn down. We're pretty well moved out of there at this point. Moved into the new facility. I think that all looks good, and so once again commend the crew, the bus crew, Doug Comstock and his crew, and all the work they've done to get that accomplished, and so good job to all of them. That's gone really well, and I think looks like that new facility looks really good, and I think it'll be a useful tool for the district for many years to come. Tracy mentioned my notes. A janky issue in the software, the new software system the district's using for finance. There was some glitch in it for reporting, and so we discussed that real quick. But it's supposed to be fixed for the next year. It was mainly for a report going to the state. Was that correct?
No, it's a report that they created that we as the Ohio like to use.
Okay.
And they didn't take into consideration that we have what's called now in the software a period 13, so that when the auditors, if they have adjustments, that we can make those adjustments later. Well, I made some entries in period 13, and it's not picking up those numbers. So my ending year cash balance is not matching my beginning year. So I just have to adjust it until they get that fixed. So it's just.
That's how it is.
coding
You
error.
got to go through and you find those things, and
Yeah.
and so they'll work it out. But it's not a big deal since you found it, but just one of those things. And we mentioned the banking agreement coming up too. And we did have a couple questions about staff leave of absences and our policy and how we match that up to the needs of the staff. So I believe that's the most of what we talked about.
Good. Thank you. Facilities.
That would be me.
That would be you.
We did meet on August 9th this month, and a few topics that we wanted to discuss was the bus garage. Mark already mentioned a lot of the things going on, but we're getting the last pieces in place there. They have, I think I did talk to Doug a few days ago, and I think they did get everything moved out of the old building, so we would be moving forward, getting that tore down. They're just in the process of getting some equipment moved around and just kind of getting the use of the new design of the building, flow and that kind of stuff. That was some things that they were running into, which by no doubt they're going to get that taken care of pretty quick. The second topic we spoke about was the athletic building. The new athletic building is coming along nicely. I do believe about 98% sure that they got the concrete between the two athletic buildings poured. Looks good. They've got to get some ramps done on the other side so we can kind of move forward with the interior part, but it's actually looking really good. Let's see, and Doug did inform us that the Kent Middle School over the summer, they had a lot of projects going on. Those have been completed. The brickwork, the new roofing over top of the gymnasium, that kind of stuff has been completed, and the construction company is out of there, and it looks great. And then we really just talked about, and this is probably more the finance side, but getting a quote possibly for a lift for the outdoor signage and that kind of stuff that's kind of coming up.
And just an update, as of about 3 o'clock today, we did find a lift. It was under budget, and I approved it.
Perfect.
So hopefully we'll now be able to change lights and things that we've been able to do before.
Great.
With our other equipment. So we're excited about that.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, is that it, Doug?
That is it, Mark.
Okay.
Thank you.
Extracurricular? Sam, you got the notes on? Okay, that was just, we approved the, putting the lines in the turf. I think that's.
That was a turf meeting.
That was the turf meeting, yeah. We putting some lines for football lines and some soccer lines, I think, and the logo. So went well there. No real issues. So that's extracurricular. Career Center, we have a guest here. He's back for one night only. Russ Blue, I'll talk a little bit about Career Center info.
Well, Mr. President, the board, it's been a while since I've been here. I do appreciate Ms. Stryker sharing the information every month from the Career Center. But I thought it was time I'd stop back and kind of fill you in on a few things. And some of the stuff we've already talked about tonight, but I don't want to be redundant, but I'm going to talk about it again anyway. First off, I want to thank everybody that assisted in passing the levy in the primary. We passed it on the first attempt, and as everybody knows, that's an awesome feat to pass a levy like that on the first attempt. But if it wouldn't been for the help here and through the other districts, which we passed it here with pretty good numbers, so I do appreciate that. It also demonstrates that our community appreciates what we do for our students, and not only here, but the rest of the district. We're now moving forward with the expansion plans for the main campus and our satellite programs that are on the rise, as we spoke about before. Speaking of the satellites, Kenton City School, High Point Northwood campus, as Mr. Thrush mentioned, we're off and running for another year. Things are going very smoothly with some transition over the summer. He mentioned Aaron McDougall. We hired him over the summer to replace Art Spragan in the advanced manufacturing program. Ms. Deb Purcell is still instructing Allied Health and Nursing. Ryan Collins is still our instructor for information technology. And our project lead the way offerings at Kenton Middle School through our satellites, our information technology is trusted by Justin Rigsby, and pre-engineering manufacturing taught by Jared Manns. Our new instructor at KCS OHP Agribusiness and Production Systems is Emily Burns, as she was introduced here earlier. She replaced Shaylee Logan. She came to us from Graham and has hit the ground running. In June, 3 of her students attended Washington Leadership Conference in DC. 7 of her students attended FFA camp, and she's been overseeing the work of their SAE projects throughout the summer. And the SAE stands for Supervised Agricultural Experience. It's a self-determined project chosen by the student and guided by their parents and advisors. I knew somebody would ask me so. And then in August, she and other students met for an officer retreat in Columbus to plan their year and their activities. They also had 8 FFA students, along with 2 alumni, work at the Ohio State Fair pork booth. If you get a chance to meet her and all the other satellite instructors, I know we all know Ryan, but we get a chance to meet him again, I encourage you to do so. They are all great people and really care about our students here at Kenton City Schools. Just a couple of student successes to talk about. Tamara Combs, a cosmetology student from Kenton, was one of 9 seniors passing their state board tests and earning their cosmetology license. And in culinary arts, we had 2 Kenton students, Jessica Broadstone and Kaylee Landon, teamed up to compete in the Ohio State Fair Burger Battle. They placed 9th, and 2 of our students from Marysville placed 4th. So there's a lot of other success stories, but I'm trying to keep it as brief as I can here. Okay, this year's attendance figures for our main campus, we have 22 from Kenton going to main campus right now, but these numbers could change after this week and solid numbers are confirmed. Seems like in the first week or 2 we have some of them get down there and they decide maybe that's not what they want, so they come back to the homeschool, and others might say, oh, maybe I want to try that. So we'll have more solid numbers there. But our satellite numbers for this year, Kenton Middle School has 270 in information technology and 270 in pre-engineering and manufacturing. High school, there's 116 in the agribusiness and production systems, 91 in allied health. It says 3 in IT. Is that?
I think it was 5.
Okay, 5? Okay, that sounds a little better. And 54 in the advanced manufacturing program. So that's pretty much an update on where we're at on the schools. One of the other things I wanted to come and talk about tonight, you pass these on down. We're dealing with the structure of our board at High Point. There's been some question about, we have, you can see on the front of the page, we have 2 members from Midwest Regional ESC. Some feel that's a conflict to have 2 in that respect, but they both represent a different county. One represents Logan County, one represents Hardin County. And that's the way it's been for a long, long time. But the state superintendent is asking that we look at this, and we did look at it, and we had the options on the back, you can see. And our board chose option 1, which is no change, except to update the names on the entities on file. Because neither one of these guys, I mean, like I said, one's from Logan County and one's from Hardin County. So, but by law, we have to have an uneven number on our board. And we have 17 the way it sets right now. So we opted to stay with the option 1. And you see option 2, there's eliminate an ESC representative. We didn't feel that was a good idea. And option 3 was to change 1 and add 1, which makes no sense at all. But like I said, our board opted to go with option number 1, but now our attorney feels like the state superintendent is going to question that there might be a red flag there. So around September 1st, Dr. Smith will be coming or bringing information to you about this change or makeup of how we want to do things. And what we're asking is for you to look at it, and then in your September meeting, have a resolution drawn up saying, did you either support we stay the way we are, or if you feel you want to see another change, that's that's up to you guys. So if there's any other questions on that, I'll stick around and we'll talk about it afterwards. But along that line, as you see, I'm on the board till December 31st, 2019. That seems like a long way off, but it'll be here before you know it. And the the way the thing is structured, I have served, that'll be my second of 3-year, 2 3-year terms. I won't be able to run again for that position until I've had a 3-year break. I mean, they do allow you to come back, but you have to have a 3-year break in there after you've served 2 terms. So like I say, that's a long way off, but you might want to be thinking about replacement for when that time comes. So with that being said, is there any questions?
Nope.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President.
Okay.
That's the end of my report.
Thanks, Russ. All right. No old business, on to new business. We have 10A through 10J. Do we have a motion?
Watkins.
Second?
Carmine?
Carmine, any discussion? Nope. Okay, vote.
Mr. Watkins?
Yes.
Mr. Albert? Yes. Mr. Carmine?
Yes.
Mr. Rush?
Yes.
Ms. Stryker?
Yes.
Item 11, authorizations and resolutions, 11A through 11L. Do I have a motion to accept?
Stryker.
Stryker, a second? Albert, any discussion?
These are just a lot of our shared service agreements, so there's still maybe a couple more coming in.
Okay.
And then we have an exchange student, 11J.
11J, 11L was what Mark had mentioned
Right.
earlier in the finance. Okay.
Do we have, how many exchange students we have?
2 this year, one
Not-
from Thailand and one from Japan.
Okay,
But
not
no.
as many as sometimes we've
Is that
had.
right, George? You have one and there's another one placed, okay. I'm out of it a little bit. I'm not as,
You're not personally involved.
I'm not personally involved, so I can't tell you exactly.
All right. Vote?
Mr. Albert? Yes. Mr. Carmine?
Yes.
Mr. Rush?
Yes.
Ms. Stryker?
Yes.
Mr. Watkins?
Yes.
Okay. Time out, 7:32. Next regular board meeting will be held on September 17th, 2018, 7 o'clock in this location.
Home equity line of credit that lets you use your money for renovation, remodeling, or those other special projects you've been waiting to start. Call, stop by, or visit Quest FC.